Okay, welcome to another picking video for Blast Paris Major. So as you can see, we're out of the running for the diamond coin. We only get four pickings correct. So if you are one of the teams that one of the people who actually got 5 pickings correct, congratulations, you know nothing about CS, as obviously Navi G2 ends their exits were, let's say, disappointing to say the least. Um I think I predicted good with Liquid. Phase, it was kind of shaky. Vitality and Heroic were actually, you know, they performed out of par what was expected of them, but some other teams rather failed. So I would have never put Apex or I don't know Gamer Legion or Into the Breach going to the playoffs. Maybe Monty was in contention, but realistically speaking, like there was no chance. There was almost zero chance without putting Monty in there to get 5 pickums correct. So it is what it is. Let's go to the champion stage and to the playoffs. So this is the bracket. Faze is going to play Heroic in the first round. Monty is going to play Gamer Legion, and the winner of these two is going to meet in the semifinals. Same thing going for Liquid versus Apex and Vitality versus Into the Breach. And there are some pretty interesting things. Obviously, the first round matchup between Heroic and Faze Clan. This is the one that's going to, you know, uh, let's say determine your pick'ems. Because if you pick here incorrectly, you're not going to get, even a gold coin. So this is maybe the most important one for us to determine. So okay, we can start with this one. So obviously Faze, they have managed to squeak through, but they have been really, really inconsistent to say the least. They barely squeaked through. They beat, Navi, that wasn't that good. They beat BNE barely, possibly a game that they should have lost, and they managed to sneak through. On the other hand, we have Heroic, who is probably the best team in the world. Just their team play, their map pool, it's deep sometimes. They can, sometimes they miss that one star player who can change the outcome of the game on his own, but still they are a favorite in this game against Faze Clan. That being said, Faze still has their chances. If the individuals perform, they can beat Heroic, but Heroic is definitely a favorite. And let's look at the map pool, because Faze, they used to rely a lot on their Inferno in the past, month, but they actually lost Inferno. They lost it to Heroic and they lost it to Into the Breach. So they got defeated on their home map against this exact team and against Into the Breach, which was, a huge upset, if you're going to be honest. So instead of going for Inferno for their last 2 games, they went with Overpass. So they picked Overpass instead of Inferno against both BNE and Navi, and they lost both of those games. So they lost both of their map picks. So Faze kinda doesn't have a map to go to for this veto, because if Faze is going to ban Vertigo, Heroic is going to ban Anubis, right? And what is Faze going to pick? They can pick Overpass against Heroic. Heroic is probably a better Overpass team than them. They can pick Inferno because they've shown they just don't believe in their Inferno anymore. And what are they going to fall back on? Nuke. Heroic is still better nuke team than them. And I just see this, I see this as a potential could be even 2-0 for Heroic, unless Faze individuals show up and just outfrag Heroic players. So Overpass, Ancient, Nuke, Mirage, Inferno, those are all the maps that Heroic is better on than Faze Clan at the moment. So for me, I'm going to put Heroic to go through, because I believe, just from the deep of the map pool, the depth of the map pool, and Faze Clan is just not comfortable on any map. I think Heroic just has huge edge there, and whichever way Veto goes is going to be favorable for Heroic, it's going to be comfortable for Heroic, and Faze is going to have an uphill battle from the beginning. You know, they don't have a map they can fall back on in this matchup. So, that being said, I reckon that there is a chance that Faze wins. I said it multiple times, and they could be beating Heroic, they could be going through, they could be going all the way through the final and even winning this whole thing, but their recent form is not promising, and they are not showing confidence, the individuals aren't performing up to par always, and you know, they could just as well bottle it. So I'm going with safe pick, and I think it's Heroic. So for Monty versus Gamer Legion, this is going to be interesting because Gamer Legion is perma-banning Anubis, which is one of the best maps for Monty. And okay, Monty is going to ban Inferno, and then we have an interesting thing going there because Gamer Legion is going to pick Overpass. They have like a huge, massive win percentage on Overpass, but Monty isn't really uncomfortable playing Overpass, and it allows Monty to go to Mirage or something like that, which is where they can thrive there. You know, they have superior firepower to Gamer Legion. They can try there, and it's going to be interesting because it depends what's going to be the third map, but it's probably, you know, I'm hinting towards Nuke, and I don't think that's favorable for Gamer Legion because Monty literally just yesterday, not yesterday, 2 days ago, demolished Navi and Nuke. They just, you know, battered them. They just, it was, you know, it was painful to watch. So I think Monty has better firepower, even though Gamer Legion is a better team. But I think Monty is going to be comfortable on all three maps, you know. They're going to be comfortable on Overpass, they're going to be comfortable on Mirage, and if it goes to Nuke, they just beat one of the best teams in the world and they just demolish them on Nuke. So Monty, for me, just based on the player quality and the maps that are probably going to be played, I'm hedging towards Monty here. For Team Liquid versus Apex, it's going to be interesting. So Liquid definitely has better players than Apex, but the veto is going to be weird because Liquid's permaban is Vertigo, and Vertigo is also the second worst map of Apex. So it's going to be interesting if Liquid wants to throw a curve, you know, if Liquid goes for maybe something like banning Ancient in the first rotation and floating Vertigo, because then they can have, you know, like a huge advantage in the vetoes. So it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting to see where the map goes. I think Liquid is going to go for Overpass. You know, it's their home map. It's their best map. If Liquid bans Ancient, it's gonna be interesting. Where is Apex going to go for their map pick? And you know, if they go to Vertigo, maybe they can get a chance on beating Liquid there. Maybe they can go for something else, maybe like a Nuke or Mirage, and decider can be like Mirage, Inferno, something like that. And I think just Liquid individuals are going to shine through. They're going to be comfortable on all maps. If Ancient goes through, I think Apex can take it, but I also wouldn't count Liquid out of it. So all being said, you know, Apex got this far. It was a nice journey, but Liquid is just, in terms of player quality, it's just better. And the last matchup, Vitality versus Into the Breach, I think there is no discussion here. Okay, Into the Breach has had some big scalps, you know. They have beaten Faze on Inferno, they have beaten Fnatic on Overpass, on Vertigo. They beat Ents on Vertigo, which is, you know, like a good win, let's say. It's actually a really decent win, but you know, they don't have a map to pick here. If they go Vertigo, Vitality is probably the best Vertigo team in the world right now. If they go, you know, maybe Overpass, Vitality is comfortable with on Overpass. They can go Mirage maybe, but then again, they got battered by Apex on Mirage. They just crumbled on the CT side. They lost the CT side 12-3, and you know, I don't care how good Into the Breach has. I don't care how good Into the Breach's T sides are. Like Vitality isn't going to let it slip on the CT side. They just have so much quality in their team, and you know, I just don't think that Into the Breach can go anywhere and reasonably expect to have a chance to win a map. So I think this is easy Vitality, probably 2-0. If I had to guess, I would go 2-0. So now for Heroic versus Monty, this is going to be interesting because Heroic bans, again, perma bans Monty's best map. And Monty's best map is Anubis, so that one isn't going to be played. Then, where is Monty going to go? Are they going to go for Mirage? Mirage is a comfortable map for Heroic, you know. Also, Nuke, Vertigo, all of the maps where Heroic is good. And I think, you know, Monty, it's been a good Cinderella story, but they're up against the best team in the world, and the best team in the world has a veto advantage against them. And you know, just the structure, everything, I think Heroic is just better. And Heroic is going to, you know, brush Monty aside and win this easy 2-0 and go into the finals. Now, as for Vitality versus Liquid, this one is actually really interesting because Vitality is favorites on paper, but Liquid can beat them. You know, Liquid can beat them definitely. Um, they can go something like Overpass, Anubis, stuff like that. It's not impossible, and it's not really insane because, you know, okay, Overpass is good for Liquid, Anubis is also good for Liquid, but then again, Vitality might be the best Anubis team in the world, on one hand, and on the other hand also, Vitality is also comfortable playing on Overpass. So those are the maps that I think Vitality can beat them on, but also might be maps that Liquid will be comfortable picking. But honestly speaking, Liquid is going to ban Vertigo, that's a good thing. Vitality is going to ban Ancient, and then, you know, whichever way the video goes is going to be interesting because both teams are comfortable on all of the maps that are left. If I'm Vitality, I'm kinda hedging towards Nuke. They're probably their Nuke is amazing. They're going to beat Liquid on Nuke. Liquid can then go either on Nubis or, you know, Overpass. They can win that. They can lose that as well. And then maybe Mirage or Inferno as a decider, depending on how the teams want to play. So I would think whichever way the video goes, Vitality is going to be at least a slight favorite on all of the maps. And you know, unless Liquid's individuals show up immensely, I think Vitality is going to beat Team Liquid. And then we get to the final matchup, Vitality versus Heroic, the rematch of the Rio Finals, and it's going to be interesting. I expect a similar veto, you know, as the last time. We're gonna have, you know, we're gonna ban Ancient from Vitality and the newbies from Heroic, and then Vitality has Vertigo, their home map, one of the maps that they're always good on, and it's gonna be interesting to see how can Heroic actually respond to that. Will they be able to prepare something, because Heroic has decent Vertigo, but Vitality is actually, you know, just by numbers and history between these two teams, should be better and should be the one to beat them on that map. Also, what is Heroic going to fall on? Are they going to fall back on Inferno? Are they maybe going to pick Mirage? Do you really want to pick Mirage against a player like Zywoo? So it's going to be interesting to see what's Heroic going to do, but I expect somewhat similar, you know, veto as the last time these two teams played. So I expect Overpass to be the third map, one of the maps where both teams are comfortable on, and going with all of that, I'm going to give the slight edge to it, Vitality. You know, they have superstar in Zywoo, they have Sphinx who is shaping into a superstar, and they have great Vertigo. It's maybe the best map for Apex to call on. They have good Inferno, which is something Heroic might try. You know, Heroic might go for Inferno. They have amazing Nuke, which is, you know, if Heroic let that through, Vitality is also going to beat them there. So I think just overall, everything is kind of going for Heroic, for Vitality, and unless somebody from Heroic has a hero performance, I don't think they can go through, and I don't think they can beat Vitality. I think Vitality should be able to close it just based on, you know, the experience, the firepower, everything, and I think Dupreeh is going to win his fifth major, as well as Zonic. I think Zywoo is going to get his major, and Vitality for me, best team left in the tournament, and the team I expect to win the whole thing.